3, start.
Thank you. Good afternoon, students. I welcome to you to the class of Political Science, BA Honors, second semester. Paper is called Political Process in India. And please take care of yourself. Although we have this COVID-19 problem all of a sudden, but please don't get scared. Face it boldly. Take care of yourself. Wash your hands. Maintain distance. Stay home and take care of your family. Be positive. Utilize this time for education, for studies, for positive things. Do exercise. Drink hot water, and take care of yourself. And please prepare for your papers because maybe you have your exams in July or July. So please prepare with your papers. Utilize this time. You have 8 papers to go. So utilize this time for preparing yourself for the final examinations. Thank you. All the best. So we start with the topic political parties and the party system in India. Party system means what kind of political party system we have in India, which is essential to provide government system to our country. So first is how the party system has evolved. The growth, emergence of political parties are related with parliamentary democracy. Parliamentary democracy means that elections are held through the electoral system by the political parties to elect the government. So we need political parties for a parliamentary democracy, and political parties elect the representatives of the government through the political parties get elected for parliament. The candidates get elected for the parliament as members of the parliament, as of state legislatures, through the electoral system. And the elections are conducted by the election commission, and provision for this has been made in the Constitution of India since its inception. British system is considered as the mother of parties and hence mother of all parliamentary system of the world. Political parties are found in the majority of countries. In almost all the countries there are political parties. Majority of the countries, and in most political systems. Parties may be authoritarian or democratic. Democratic means where there are elections are conducted periodically and the governments are formed in a democratic manner. In authoritarian regimes are not run in a democratic manner. Elections are not held regularly on periodical basis in authoritarian regimes. So now the democratic countries, they may seek power through elections, or authoritarians may seek through revolution. By the late 1950s, some 80% of the world states were ruled by our political parties. Party system in India has evolved from a political center. The institutional manifestation of this center was Indian National Congress, which was founded by A.O. Hume in Bombay on 29 December 1885. It was Congress which formed the base, indigenous base. Indigenous means made by our people, not by some foreign powers, for political system in the country, our own Indian base. After the Gaya session, Swaraj Party was formed in 1922 by C.R. Das. and others over issue of sudden withdrawal of non-cooperation movement and issue of participation in the provincial assembly. In 1934, the Congress Socialist Party was formed by Acharya Narayan and other leaders, opposed the Gandhi's strategy led to evolution of Congress as multi-stream, multi-ideology party. The Communist Party was formed in 1920 by M.N. Roy, and this party did not play a significant role in the freedom movement. The creation of All India Forward Bloc in 1939 by Subhash Chandra Bose was his protest against the undemocratic politics of Congress Party. Indian National Congress became the foundation for the emergence of party system in India. Then in 1906, Muslim League was formed by Syed Ahmad Khan, which remained part of the pre-independence Indian party system. Party is a group of persons organized to acquire political power. What is a political party? It's a group of persons. Which is organized to acquire political power. Political parties originated in their modern form in Europe and United States in 19th century. Political parties were significant institutions before independence. Political party is a means which the people can speak to the government. Political party is a means by which the people can speak to the government and a say in the governance of any country. Because political parties, they put their candidates for elections, who in turn become the representatives of the people, and people through their representatives voice their problems, voice whatever they need, whatever their problems are. So every political party must have three components: leaders, active members, and followers. And India is a multilingual, multi-religious, multi-regional state. Therefore, it has a multi-party system which is unique in the world, and there's an advantage also of the multi-party system that problems of the far-flung areas, far-flung regions of our country, problems of the various groups, various religious groups, various linguistic groups also get highlighted through their representatives who are members of the political parties. So political parties only provide representatives to the people, to whom people in turn elect, and political parties speak to the government through political parties. In Indian political system, one can find the rightist party, the centrist party, the Congress, rightist BJP, leftist, regional parties, even local political parties to deal with the political issues. And Congress has been in power for almost 4 decades, more than four decades. For the first time, it was created in few states, non-Congress, nine states. Non-Congress governments were formed first time in 1967, when all the opposition leaders united and contested election against the Congress at the behest of the late Mr. Ram Manohar Lohia. He was the man behind this, uniting the entire opposition and launched a concept, anti-Congressism. First time Congress got defeated in 1967 in 9 states. Non-Congress governments were formed, but they did not last for long. When Congress was in power for a long time, it was observed as the era of one-party dominance. Yes, one-party dominance. No other party was uh, prominently visible. So when Congress party was in power, it was known as the era of one-party dominance, or the Congress system as viewed by the Rajni Kothari or by Maurice Jones. Democracy, we observe the festival of elections in India after a term of every 5 years. Periodically, elections are held at the central level as well as at the state level, also at the local level in panchayats, districts, everywhere. But this journey of a stable electoral system and a democracy has a long process of evolution in a country like India. Indian politics has passed different phases and reached to become a stable democracy, which is a need of the hour, which is an essential element for development of the country, which is an essential element for providing political stability. Only then the development can take place in a vast country like India. The Congress system emerged after the country attained independence. 47 to 67, 71 to 77, as well as from 1980 to 89. This system was at the center of Indian politics. Even two regimes of UPA 1, UPA 2, although they were coalition governments, but being run by a Congress Prime Minister. The Congress, which functioned as broad-based national movement before independence, transformed itself into a dominant political party of the nation. Although Gandhiji wanted it that it was created for achieving independence, therefore it should be dismantled. But no, Congress party, it, it, Indian National Congress continued. That is why the observers of Indian politics like Maurice Jones describe the Indian party system as a system of one-party dominance. Congress dominated the scene for almost 4 decades, while Rajni Kothari went to the extent of calling one-party dominance system or the Congress system. Political parties play a very major role in any democracy, as they are the ones which form the government and work for the welfare of the people. The party system in India first came the formation of the Indian National Congress in 1885 and was founded by A.O. Hume. It was formed where British felt some recognition to Indians will lead to less revolutions. Pressure cooker theory, don't need to take out the pressure from among the Indian masses, will lead to less revolutions by the Indians. Therefore, Congress was formed. After the end of the colonial rule in 1947, the first general elections of Lok Sabha were held from October 51 to February 52, making Indian National Congress turned out to be victorious party and formed the government. It was a landslide victory by the Congress because of its major participation in the freedom struggle of India and also due to Gandhi. Many other charismatic leaders were part of the Indian National Congress since its formation. Now, here the biggest question that what do we understand by the left wing and the right wing parties? Right wing is BJP, left wing is Communist Party of India, Marxist, etc. The differences of ideology and goals between the left wing parties and the right wing parties. And the centrist party, is Congress. In general notion is that right wing focuses on development. In general notion is that right wing focuses on development and bringing foreign direct investment aggressively, whereas the focus of the left wing is on the roots, focusing on the poor society, minorities, working class, poor laborers, workers, etc. These are the major players when we talk about the government at the center. The right-wing parties, the left-wing parties, and the centrist parties. These are the major players at the center when we talk of the government at the center. As India is a quasi federal structure. Yes. India has a quasi federal structure. We have division of powers, we have written constitution. Features of the federal structure are written constitution, constitution is supreme, division of powers, independent judiciary to resolve the dispute in the center and the state in a federal structure. And another important feature is uh, uh, bicameralism, that there are two houses of the parliament, upper house to give representation to the federal structure, to the states, and the lower house to give representation to the people directly. The division of power is among the center and the states. Further, we see the decentralization, forming local governments at the village level. Through 73rd and 74th Amendment, uh, decentralization has been implemented in the local governments at the village as well as town level, and even women have been given representation in panchayats. Their seats are for women have been given representation in the uh, panchayats. Their quota is fixed. In the elections of the panchayats. Seats are reserved for women in the election of the panchayats. The NDA and UPA coalition has been the major two candidates in the central government. The NDA and the UP coalition. In the 1990s, there was a different kind of setup emerged. In 1990, a different kind of setup emerged in the national and state level political parties, which is called coalition party system, which is prevalent in 2012 national elections. Yes, even this coalition party system was prevalent in 2014 national elections. Coalition among NDA members such as Shiv Sena, BJP, RPI, LJP, BJP, LJP, etc., and many state level elections such as Maharashtra, coalition between Shiv Sena and BJP, JNK, coalition between PDP and BJP. The political parties are not democratically elected and represented within the system of political parties. Indian politics. The political parties are not democratically elected and represented with the system of Indian politics. Parties represent different sections among the Indian society and regions, and their core values play a major role in the politics of India. Political parties represent different sections among the Indian society and regions, and their core values play a major role in the politics of India. Now, constitution and legal provisions of political parties. Legal provision of political parties. The 10th schedule of the Constitution added by the Constitution's 52nd Amendment Act of 1985 deals with the disqualification of a person from being a member of either House of Parliament or the Legislative Assembly or the Legislative Council of a state on the ground of defection. IRAM 11. No one can defect from one party to another for personal gains. And if it does, if any member of the Parliament or the Legislative Council or the Legislative Assembly does that, he'll be disqualified by the 10th schedule of the Constitution, which was added by the 52nd Amendment in 1985, by the 52nd Amendment Act. According to Article 29 of the Representation People Act 1951, any association or body of individuals of India calling itself a political party need to make an application to the Election Commission for its registration as a political party. Every political party in India has to register with the Election Commission. Every political party in India has to register itself with the Election Commission. The Election Commission registers political parties for the purpose of elections and grants them recognition as national or state parties on the basis of their past poll performance. Every political party has to be registered. With the Election Commission. Every political party in India has to register itself with the Election Commission. Registers political parties for the purpose of elections and grants them recognition as national state parties on the basis of their past poll performance. Then how much vote they were able to secure when they contested election. Development of Indian party system. The development of Indian party system. Single party dominance. Congress party dominated nationally and the state level. In this time, Congress party dominance from 47 to 67 at the center as well as at the state level. For 2 decades, there was a one party dominance, that is of the Congress party. Single party was in dominance at the center as well as at the state level. And in 1967, first time 9 non-Congress governments were formed in the states. Although they did not last for a long time because most of the people who became the chief minister had defected from the originally members of the Congress party and had left Congress due to some personal reasons. Congress opposition system. Congress opposition system 67 to 93. Congress remained the most prominent party at the national level, but faced competition at the state level. After 1967, there was a rise of many regional or state parties, playing an important role in Indian politics. In some states like Canada and other states, state party formed the government. 1967, as I've told you twice, non-Congress governments were formed in almost nine states, although these governments did not continue for a long time because most of the chief ministers of these governments were earlier the part of the Congress party. Now we come down to multi-party system. Emerged in India 1993 onwards. Congress was no longer at the national level and there was a growth of regional parties also. 1989 general election, regional parties played an important role in the formation of government at the center. And the characteristics of the Indian party system. 1990 there was a rise of many regional parties and they played a significant role in forming government at the national and state level. VP Singh government, Devi Gowda government, Then there was a rise of effective opposition parties. Congress came into the opposition. BJP turned out to be a strong opposition party when it was not sharing its power with the in the coalitions. Existence of many regional and non-recognized parties. India has been a multi-party system. Large number of regional political parties came into being. Power sharing between the national and the regional political parties. From 11 Lok Sabha election, a coalition and consisting of some regional parties, some national parties, has been ruling at the center. Factionalism and group are present in most of the political parties. Personality cult dominates party politics in India. Rise of the proper functioning of federalism. Now, what are the functions of a political party? Political party contest elections by putting up candidates. In countries like the USA, the candidates are selected by members and supporters of party. India, the candidates are not selected by members and supporters of the party. In reality, they are selected by the political parties on the basis of caste, which plays a very significant role. Those heavyweight caste candidates who have a numerical support of the caste are given tickets, and the choice of the able candidates is sacrificed. On the other hand, in countries like India, the candidates are chosen by the top party leaders, and that too on the basis of, many times, on the basis of caste and religion. Every party has different policies and programs, which it declares at the time of the election in its manifesto. Voters make a choice in according with the policies and programs liked by them. Here also, voting is also influenced, or the voting behavior is also determined on the basis of caste. Caste is a very important factor in determining the voting behavior of the people in India at the time of elections, whether it's national elections, general elections, election in the states, election in the panchayats, local elections, national elections, or state elections. Political parties shape public opinion with the help of the pressure group. The parties launch movements for solving problems faced by the people. The parties launch movements for solving problems faced by the people. Political parties play a decisive role in making law for the country. As most of the parliamentarians belong to political parties, so a political party has direct say in law making for the country. Of government. Political parties form and run governments. The executive body is formed by people from the ruling party. Political parties form and run the government. For formation of the government, the most important function of the political party is formation of the government, to form and run the government, administer the government. Executive body is also formed by the people from the ruling party, whether it's a ruling coalition or a single ruling party. But in India, after 1990s, I think for the first time in 2000, there has been coalition governments. Even now, in the 2019 elections, we have seen that although BJP has been able to win the maximum seats in the parliament, it is again a coalition government. Political parties provide people access to government machinery and welfare schemes implemented by governments. Parties need to be responsive to people's needs and demands. Political parties and the interests of the people of the country and specific regions. They represent groups as well as individuals. To mobilize the people to participate in the decision making and party programs. Critically evaluate the policies and programs of the other parties. Yeah. One political party critically evaluates the policies and the programs of the other parties, and vice versa. And in the process, the voters get educated. It educates the work, it educates the people of the country. It's altogether a different thing that how much is the grasping power of the voters. But certainly, at the time of elections and even in normal times, political parties, by evaluating the policies and programs of the party in power or of other parties, critically educate the voters, updates them. Political parties are not only expected to come up with the goals and what will be their objectives if they come into power, but also modify them with changing needs, changing demands, and circumstances. But also, political parties are not are expected to come up with their goals, objectives, aims. That what will they do for the country of the people? How will they bring development? What will they do for the development of the country? How will they solve the problems being faced by the people of the country? Faced by the country? How will they bring development? How will they establish strong democracy? How will they increase the economic growth of the country? How will they be able to provide a good standard of living to the people? Political parties have to come up with all these programs in order to come into power, and also have to achieve to a great extent to come into power again. Otherwise, voters are smart enough to throw them out of power. Although last few decades, the voting percentage is going down, which is not a healthy thing for a democratic country. People should exercise their right to vote. It's their due, yes, to form the government. Only then we can have a healthy democracy in a vast country like India and achieve development for the country, achieve economic growth for the country, which will be benevolent for all the people of the country in the long run. Regional parties and coalition politics. Regional, please read the functions of the party. Please read functions of the party. Political party is important. A political party contests elections by putting up candidates. First of all, it decides the list of its candidates. Then puts up candidates for elections, puts up its agenda, puts up its goal, puts up its manifesto, that what it will be doing for the country, how will it raise the standard of living of the people of India, how it will make India stronger internally as well as externally, how will it achieve, how will it try to achieve the maximum economic growth for the country, how will it solve the problem of unemployment, how will it provide employment to the youth of the country, how will it provide education, and see that how health has always been a very important agenda of the government health has always been a very important portfolio for the government, although the government has not been paying much heed to it since the time of independence till date. But now with the introduction of this COVID-19 in the entire world, governments should rise to the occasion. Political parties should rise to the occasion and make health as an important goal. That health is a very important goal to be achieved in a developing country like India, which has such a large number of population, running into almost 130 crores. So health should be given topmost priority. Over the years, hardly government has been providing sanctioning hardly any amount, any very low percentage of budget for the health infrastructure, for the health, providing health facilities to the people of the country. Now, this corona virus, this pandemic caused by coronavirus has shown that government should not ignore health, rather should strengthen the health system in India, should strengthen the hospital system in India, should strengthen the hospital facilities for the people of the country, so that they can face any undue, any unforeseen disease which can engulf the entire country or even otherwise. In India, the candidates are selected by the top leaders of the party, whereas in countries like USA, they're selected by the members and supporters of the party. But in India, they are chosen by top party leaders, and that there too, the religion and caste plays a very important role. They do not give. They're not fair. They do not give tickets to only able person. But they give to only those who can muster support who have a support of the caste, of a particular caste, people of a particular caste, because they think that then the winning chances are very bright. Every political party has its different policies, programs, agenda, manifesto. Voters make a choice that which political party they're going to side on the basis of the policies and programs. Although here also there is voters worship their leaders blindly, which is wrong, because that can hamper the development of the country. That can prevent the country from strengthening democratically. Political parties shape public opinion with the help of pressure groups. The parties launch movements for solving problems faced by the people. Pressure groups make the parties work. They shape public opinion. Political parties shape public opinion with the help of the pressure groups. The parties launch movements for solving the problems being faced by the people. Political parties play a very decisive role in making laws for the country. When the political parties candidates get elected to the government, they are the one who play a decisive role. The party which is in majority plays a decisive role in making laws for the country. And as most of the parliamentarians belong to political parties, so a political party has a direct say in lawmaking for the country. Most of the parliamentarians belong to a political party only. There are hardly who contested on the individual basis as independent candidates. The parties choose their candidates. Parties are formed with an objective to come in power, from the government so that they can promote their interests, promote their agenda. They form the government, the executive body, that is the cabinet, and the council of ministers. The prime minister is also formed by the people from the ruling party. Political parties provide people access to government machinery and welfare schemes implemented by the governments. Parties need to be responsive to the people's demands, needs, and problems. Political parties represent the interests of the people of the country because they are the representatives of the people. They choose them so that they can solve their problems. They represent the interests of the people of the country and of the regions, specific regions from where they are elected. They represent groups as well as individuals. Mobilize the people to participate in the decision making and party programs. It's a function of a political party to mobilize people to the party programs, to mobilize people to participate in the decision making, because the participation by the public is a important feature for providing a good governance. Participation is one of the key features for a government. Participation by the people in the decision making process is an important feature of good governance. If the good governance has to be provided by the state, by the government, then people of that country must participate in the decision making process of the government. When the bill is made, when the bill is drafted, any proposal is put to the public view so that public can give its views, public can give its opinion on the proposal of the bill. Political parties educate the people of the country by evaluating the policies and programs of critically evaluating the policies and programs of the other political parties. Political parties are not expected to come up with the goals, but also political parties not only have their goals and objectives, but also try to modify them along with with changing demands, changing times and circumstances. Now, regional parties and coalition politics. Now, India has a number of ethnic, cultural, multicultural, linguistic, religious castes within the society, which are responsible for the origin of regional parties in India. Regional parties are based on identity, on statehood and autonomy. Regional parties based on regional ethnic character include the TDP in Andhra Pradesh, DMK, Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, and the All India Anna DMK in Tamil Nadu, AGP in Assam, Akali Dal in Punjab, Akali Dal only represents the Sikhs, and AGP in Assam only represents caste Hindu SMEs. The regional parties formed governments in several states and tried to give concrete shape to their policies and programs. Some of the regional parties which formed governments in various states include DMK, Anna DMK in Tamil Nadu, National Conference Party run by Abdullahs in Jammu and Kashmir, Telugu Desam in Andhra Pradesh, TDP, Assam Gana Parishad in Assam, INLD in Haryana. Now it is a BJP ruled state, Haryana. In the past, the presence of a number of ethnic, cultural, linguistic and caste groups within the Indian society is responsible for the origin and growth of regional parties. They're based on statehood identity, autonomy, and development. Autonomy consists of demanding greater powers for the states like National Conference in Jammu and Kashmir. Of course, now the Jammu and Kashmir is also a state like any other state in India after the abolition of Article 370 and is under the direct control of the central government of India. It will be a union territory with a with a legislature. Statehood consists of fighting for independent state within the country, like Telangana Rashtra Samiti demanded a separate state for Telangana. Identity consists of fighting for recognition of cultural rights of a group like the Shiv Sena in Maharashtra, or DMK fighting for the identity of Dalits. Evolution of the regional political parties. Over the last regional political parties have come into existence over the last 4 decades. The number and strength of the regional parties has increased. They have emerged to fulfill regional aspirations, of the people living in the various regions of the country. India is a vast country having various regions. Further talking about different states and regions, then we can see several parties having monopoly in particular regions. This party dominate a particular state or region and hold seats and power in state assemblies. Some of the example of such party are Biju Janata Dal, Odisha. BJD has been regional player in the state of Odisha. It was formed in 1997 and as of today, November 2019, Naveen Pataki belonged to the BJD, is serving his 5th term as Chief Minister of Odisha. Another strong example of regional politics is the Jammu Kashmir PDP. JK PDP has been playing a strong role in the region of Jammu and Kashmir before Article 370 was scrapped. Another strong example of regional politics is the Jammu Kashmir PDP. Jammu Kashmir PDP has been playing a strong role in the region of Jammu and Kashmir before Article 370 was scrapped. Maharashtra Nav Nirman Sena, popular as Shiv Sena, has been playing major regional dominant party in the state of Maharashtra, and now, of course, it is in power and it has its chief minister Uddhav Thackeray is from Shiv Sena only. Shiromani Akali Dal has a strong base in Punjab state and emerged as a single last party in 1971 and 77. A different party system, one party system which India witnessed for almost more than 2 decades. Sorry, that is a one party dominant system. One party system where there is one party only in a country. Then, of course, we had a one party dominance system in our country, or the Congress system, for more than 2 decades. Then we have a 2-party system or a bi-party system. Then we have a multi-party system, which is prevailing now in India. India is a multi-religious, multicultural, multi-linguistic, multi-regional state, very vast country. So at times we feel that the multi-party system is of great benefit to the people of India because interests of various regions, various communities, various based on language, based on religion, based on uh, 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 will get due representation through the multi-party system. In some countries, one party is allowed to control and run the government, like country like China. Only one political party is there, Communist Party. Even if the elections are held, they are held among or between the members of the Communist Party. People have a right to vote, but they have to vote for uh, for either of the Communist Party candidate. If they have to contest elections, they have to contest as member of the Communist Party only. These are called one-party system. It is not considered democratic, since a democratic system must allow at least two parties to compete in elections so that so that provides a fair chance for the competing parties to come to power. And people are also given the choice to choose a leader of their own party, leader of their own choice, a candidate of their own choice. The Congress government was famous for its umbrella system, that within its umbrella, it had incorporated all shades of opinion. People from every religion and region was connected by the party scholars. The political scene in India was dominated for a long period by the Congress. Rajni Kothari called the Indian party system as a one-party dominance system or the Congress system. The change in trend can be seen during the year 1977 when first time Janata Party came into power at the center. When first time Janata Party power, Janata, the change in trend, it was dominance of the Congress Party or one-party dominance system, or Congress system as Rajni Kothari calls it, for more than 2 decades. Uh, in the Indian political scene. But this change in trend can be seen during the 1977 when first time Janata Party came into power at the center. This can be called as a phase of two-party phase, which broke this winning election chain of the Indian Congress. First time at the center, the election chain of the Indian winning election chain of the Indian National Congress was broken. But not for a longer span, as Janata Party itself failed as a party because of internal issues within the party, because of internal conflicts within the party. It did not last for long. This failure granted an opportunity to Congress and to come back to power. But later on, Congress party also became prey to internal conflicts under the leadership of Indira Gandhi. There was split among the Congress. In India, after independence, Congress was dominant party at the national state level only till 1967. Only till 1967. I've told you several times that in 1967, 9 non-Congress governments were formed in the various states of India. They did not last long because most of the chief ministers of these non-Congress governments had defected, had broken from the Congress party only for one or the other personal reasons. In some countries, two-party system. In some countries, there are two parties, political parties. like America, United Kingdom, that is England, United States of America. Such a party system is called two-party system or a bi-party system, bi party system. Bi-party system exists in United States of America and United Kingdom. In two countries, we find bi-party system or the two-party system. A two-party system is a party system where there are only two major political parties. They dominate the political scene. One party gets elected into the power and other acts as a opposition. Two-party system exists in a state where there are either only two very popular political parties or there are two main political parties along with the several others, minor, less influential political parties. Each of the two main political parties get opportunity to rule from time to time. In a state with two-party system, two political parties dominate in USA, in Great Britain, in United Kingdom, Belgium, Ireland. Two-party system present voters a simple choice that you have to vote for the candidates of either of the party. You have to vote for candidate of either of the party. Then there's a multi-party system, which is prevalent in a vast, multilingual, multi-religious, multicultural country like India, where there are different, various religious, various minority groups, various linguistic groups, various cultural groups. If several parties compete for power and more than two parties have a reasonable chance of coming to power, either on their own strength or in alliance with others, we call it a multi-party system. Means if several parties compete for power and two or more parties have a reasonable chance of coming to power, either on their own strength or in alliance with others, we call it a multi-party system. In India, we have a multi-party system in the government. After the 1996 general elections, no single party has been able to secure even a simple majority in the parliament. After the 1996 general elections, no single party has been able to secure even a simple majority on its own strength in the parliament. The multi-party system is apparently very messy and it often leads to political instability. It leads to political instability. Because political parties try to remain in power. The objective is to remain in power. So after the general elections, they want to be part of the winning coalition, part of the party in government. Great political instability, which is not good for a democracy country like India, which is not good for development of the country, which is not good for a healthy democracy, which is not good for achieving economic growth for a developing country like India. In India, after 1989, multi-party coalition model has emerged at the national level. In multi-party system, the party has several equally popular political parties. A multi-party system means the existence of several popular political parties, three or more than three political parties in the political process. India, Switzerland, Japan, Italy, France are examples of multi-party system. Congress, BJP, CPI, BSP, NCP, BJD, Biju Janata Dal, DMK, Socialist Party, and other political parties have played important role in Indian politics. In India, the multi-party system has been responsible for the emergence of coalition politics. the the diverse geographical and cultural concerns India has, the growth of the multi-party system. Over a period of time, national and regional political parties have become the vital constituents of the world's largest democracy. Both national and regional political parties have become the vital constituents of the of country like India. Now, what are the challenges of political parties? There's a crisis of leadership. Who after Nehru? Who after Indira? Who after Rajiv Gandhi within the party? We've seen how crucial parties are for the working of democracy. All over the world, people express strong dissatisfaction with the failure of the political parties. With the failure of political parties and how they perform with the failure of the political, on the part of the political parties to perform their functions. The main challenge is lack of internal democracy within the parties. There is a lack of internal democracy when a few only top leaders take the decision and is imposed on the rest of the caucus of the party or the rest of the people of the party, supporters of the party. There is a tendency in political parties concentration of power in one or few leaders at the top. The tendency is in each and every political party, the tendency is to concentrate power in one or few leaders at the top, in the hands of one leader or few leaders at the top. Most political parties do not practice open and transparent procedure for their day-to-day function. Most political parties are not transparent in their functioning. They do not practice transparent procedures or adopt transparent procedures, do not practice open and transparent procedures for their functioning. The major challenges about the growing role of money. Major challenge is the growing role of black money and muscle power in parties, especially during elections, because elections require a huge amount of money, and the role of black money is very much prevalent even now at the time of elections. And political parties have quite a big hand in this. Growing role of the money and muscle power. These are captured. These are the challenges being faced by the political parties at the time of elections. Muscle power, money power, crisis in leadership. Two party system has not been able to evolve itself at the center. Then role of the black money. Then corrupt practices in elections are some of more challenges before the political parties. Then casteism, regionalism, electoral violence are some of the other challenges before the political parties at the time of election. Then worship of the individual is also a problem, is another challenge for a political party. Then feudal values, that people start believing in their leaders. Feudal values, cult of the individual are some of the more problems in the which the political parties are facing. The major challenges is about the growing role of money and muscle power in parties, especially during elections. The main challenge is that very often parties do not seem to offer a meaningful choice to the voters, because many times political parties are not able to offer a meaningful choice of candidates to the voters during the elections, because they give tickets on the basis of caste. They have to give tickets on the wishes of their coalition partners. They give tickets on the basis of the religion. That too, keeping in mind the candidates of the coalition partners. Dynastic succession leads to the accumulation of power in some hands, especially family members. This is another challenge before the political parties. Dynastic succession, which leads to accumulation of power in some hands, especially family members, which further results in unqualified members to misuse power. It further results in unqualified members to misuse power. Political parties in India.